Pondo, Darling, Battle, Mays, and Arsenault. Darling missed the first 2 games, but he is back in the lineup. And for the Florida Gators in this one, for Billy Donovan, Walker, Boynton, and Beal on the perimeter with Patrick Young and Eric Murphy. The starting 5 for the Gators, all averaging in double figures. Earlier we talked with Florida coach Billy Donovan about what he's looking for in that terms of that offensive execution we touched on earlier.
I think offensively, just an understanding of balance. You know, being able to attack the paint, whether it be on the dribble or the pass, creating Patrick Young as a presence for us. Also understanding, really, Mark, what is the defense giving us? I think a lot of times you can go into a game with a game plan, and what you think may be available may not be open. And our guys, to take advantage of what's available. If they're really sloughing in and they're playing inside the three-point line and we got to shoot some threes, and we need to do that. If they're really out extended far, we need to recognize that and try to drive the ball or go inside. So I think a lot of times offensively, the defense dictates how you want to play. And I think we've got to have a level of awareness of how we're being guarded, what's open, what's available, and what we can do to take advantage of those things.
And now let's check out the keys for Billy Donovan's Gators tonight.
Well, we talked about that offensive execution, and that includes their shot selection, how well they shoot, their assists, the field goals make. I think the Gators want to speed Wright State up into mistakes. So can Florida extend that pressure, get some mistakes from the visiting Raiders?
Billy Donovan, 16 years with the Florida Gators, 18 overall in his coaching career, and the jump ball goes out of bounds, and Florida will have the first opportunity.
And in case you're wondering, that means the possession arrow, as we take a look at our officials for the game, the possession arrow will go to Wright State.
Wright State extending defensively on the Gators as Florida works it around. There's Patrick Young down low. Whips it across to Beal. Eric Murphy turns in traffic, gets tied up, and they'll call a jump ball.
That's dribbling way too quick for Murphy. He's got to chin that basketball there. He kind of survey, see what's available. See, puts it on the deck too early. That's when guys my size can get back in there and cause havoc. One thing we can say about Wright State, they have not shot the ball well this season, but they have defended really well, and that was a great example.
Wright State shooting under 40%, but their opponents are as well. There's number 3, Reggie Arsenault. 34, Julius Mays. Battle is 12. Driving on Murphy. Arcs it over the effort of Young, and Florida comes away with the rebound. Beal drives through the defense, fouled, and he'll shoot a couple. No, they'll say not a shooting foul. No continuation tonight.
Well, take a look. Is he in the act of shooting or not? Gets the bump. Maybe that's a good call. I would say in the NBA he gets shots there, but we have no NBA right now. That's way too easy on the out-under. Just a little wraparound by Boynton. And is he shooting the ball well from the perimeter right now?
Over 40% from three-point range for Boynton. That was his 10th three of the season. Long-range shot way off that time from Armand Battle. Florida 3-0 early. They try a double team on Beal. Boynton drives the baseline, missed the layup. So he makes the 20-footer and misses the 2-footer.
Well, talk about your mismatch. Young is on Arsenault, and finally Florida switches up. Wright State would like to utilize a little clock in each possession.
Mays drives around Young. Floater's good.
That's a good sign for the Raiders because Julius Mays has been struggling offensively in a big-time way. Just 2 for 16 in their first 3 games from the field.
Young gets the pass, stripped on the way up, and it'll be Florida basketball. Julius Mays called timeout.
Yeah, that rule was changed about 3 years ago.
Flying out of bounds. Got to have a foot on bounds. As we take a look at the head coach, Billy Donlin. Timeout. Yeah, Mike Nance just ignored him. Walker for 3. Not there.
Billy Donlin tell us today he felt like his team against Ohio State did not take fast break opportunities when they were there. I think he wants to be a counter-punching team today in transition.
And there's Johan Pondo, 6'8" senior with the short bucket. And it's 4-3 in favor of Wright State.
Well, points from Pondo are bonus for the Raiders.
Another three. Gators have taken three, and Boynton's made two.
You know, Larry, there are different ways to get the ball into the paint. Your best threes usually are from inside out looks. Walker was marvelous.
Pondo down low, backs into Young, has it knocked away. Young comes away with it to Irving Walker. Florida looks to run. Beal fakes the shot, drives and scores.
Oh, he talked about his skill set offensively. So mature, has a great understanding for the game.
8-4 Florida. We've played about 3.5 minutes. A 5-point run for the Gators. And they'll try to add to it as Murphy grabs the rebound. Boynton in transition, not this time. Beal almost tied up battle, but instead, Wright State will come the other way.
Well, that's one of those quick shot opportunities that if they don't go in, you're playing defense all of a sudden. I talked about inside penetration to set up really good looks. Here's the last defensive play by Boynton. He waited and baited Pondo into putting the ball on the deck, and then he was able to go back down in there and force the turnover. So Boynton getting it done on both ends. And then Beal with a great little hesitation dribble on the perimeter for the easy deuce.
Ballwegare has checked in. John Ballwegare for Wright State missed that shot. Florida checks in a couple of players as well. Casey Prather into the ball game along with Mike Rosario. Beal for three, and he nails it. Oh, you love that stroke.
All great shooters, Larry, have two things. They're really balanced, and at their release, they're way quiet. Beal is marvelous.
Mays pulls up in transition. He has four, averaging just 2.7 a game. He has two over that in the first few minutes. Boynton driving in, guarded, gets fouled, drew the foul. And I think that may be on Packer, who just checked into the ball game, number 23. And it is.
They need to find the target. Then the X factor, I think in all great upsets, there's an X factor on your team, somebody that you're not expecting, some guy that's averaging 4 a game all of a sudden goes for 20 or 25. One guy that might fit that mode is Julius Mays, and he's off to a quick start for the Raiders.
And Florida's free throw woes continue. The Gators below 60% as a team. Boynton, the best on the squad among the regulars, and he's now just 8 out of 12. Arsenault pull-up jumper. Oh, it's a lost art in basketball, isn't it? Love a guy who can make a pull-up jumper off the dribble.
Especially the guy 5'9".
Rosario strokes a three.
That's a good thing that goes in. I think when we talk about offensive patience, that one pass shot is what gets Florida in trouble at times. But here's the pressure.
In transition. And going to the free throw line will be number 44, Tavares Sledge.
Foul number 24, Casey Prather.
Even though this is a foul on Florida, Larry, it's the kind of pace that Billy Donovan wants. He's gone to this really quick, smaller lineup. It's really Patrick Young and 4 guards, which enables him to go down the floor pressuring defensively. The question is, can they keep the ball out of Reggie Arsenault's hands? Because he's a one-man press breaker.
Well, Sledge missed the first free throw. That has been Wright State's strength offensively early on, making 17 free throws a game in 73% of their attempts.
And Sledge is one of the guys that's really good. 8 for 11. He's got a nice looking stroke at the line.
Now 9 for 13, and he checks out, and Battle checks back in. Murphy back in for Florida, so it's Walker, Prather, Murphy, Beal, and Rosario. So Eric Murphy now the center for the Gators, and Casey Prather at 6'5" is the power forward. Another three. Not this time. There's Arsenault. Pulls up from beyond the arc. Spins out. Double dribble.
Yeah, Brad Beal wanted to hit Walker just as he got ready to throw the pass. Got his hand underneath the ball for the carry. Take another look. Down the floor. Beal looks up, seems to see Walker, and he's going to throw it, and then no. Arsenault shot the gap, and that forced the turnover by Beal.
Well, in the first 6 minutes, Florida's taken 7 threes. As a team, they averaged 27 a game, making 12 of them. Florida's made 4 of those 7. Thrown away. This careless pass by Arsenault. He expected Ballwager to come out higher than he did.
This has been a high turnover team, but you would expect that, as young as they are, more than 16 a game. But you would like to think that simple guard-to-guard pass in the front court you could execute.
What is it, 9 of their 13 scholarship players are freshmen and sophomores.
The Wright State defense is so tight to the basket. They're daring Florida, or trying to make it difficult for Florida to have a post presence.
Rebounded by Wilbekin, and he's fouled by Ballwager. But Florida took another 3 on that possession.
And here's the point about Patrick Young. He doesn't always get rebounds, but he keeps balls alive. Watch this after the miss on the kick out. Walker misses. Keep your eye on 4 wide. Patrick Young goes up and just tips it. So even though Wilbekin gets credit for the rebound, in a coach's mind, that's the guy who made the play.
Nice cut to the basket by Rosario. Good feed and an easy 2 for Florida, which is now up 8. Cole Darling. Ballwager split 2 Gator defenders, got it back. 4-3, no good, and Murphy grabs another rebound.
And that's where Murphy needs to grab his rebounds, above the rim.
Young rushed it. It's rejected. Murphy fouled and will shoot 2.
One of the things that Billy Donlin told us from Wright State today, he was way impressed with the way Florida crashes the offensive glass. And that last possession, Young with a second shot look, Murphy with a third shot look, and finally Florida gets to the free throw line. And here's an area, Larry, that Florida's quite frankly got to get a lot better in.
Murphy 3 for 7 on the season, so he's below 50. The Gators 1 for 3 so far this evening. Came into the game at 57%.
And free throw shooting, Larry, is repetition and confidence. And I'm not sure Florida has a high level of confidence right now at the line.
First point of the night for Eric Murphy, the junior out of Rhode Island.
Now that guy could shoot free throws.
Indeed he could. 1987, what a year he had for Providence. State trying to run some offense. There's Julius Mays. He's scored a couple already. Takes a 3 and nails it. He's got 7. He's averaging 2.7. More made field goals tonight than in the first 3 games combined.
0 for 6 from beyond the arc, but he's seen the ball go through the hoop a couple of times. Has a confidence level. Now Florida needs to adjust.
10-footer, way long. And the rebound off Murphy will go to Wright State. Patrick Young shot that at least 2 feet too far.
But again, that shot comes about in the first 10 seconds. It's not necessarily a bad look, and that's a shot that will take Patrick Young to the next level, his ability to knock down that 15-foot jumper.
There you see, will you get number 15 into the ball game for the first time? You get missed Florida's last game against North Florida due to a mild concussion syndrome or symptoms after taking an elbow from his teammate during the Ohio State game. Darling couldn't drive on Huguette. 10 on the shot clock. Mays, he's feeling it right now with 3 early baskets. He doesn't take the shot. Instead, Battle will misses short. And the rebound goes out of bounds off Wright State. It'll be Florida.
Take a look from last year to this year, the difference and the explosiveness offensively. Twice as many makes, and the percentage is 8 points better. When you can shoot the three ball that effectively, Larry, you are so hard to guard in the half court.
Scotty Wilbekin will run the offense for the Gators. Beal, there's Patrick Young, couldn't control the pass. Tried to save it to you get, and he did as it was deflected out of bounds by Pondo of Wright State.
Little slip screen by Young, and the pass led him just a little too far.
Florida inbounds, and they'll set up offensively. Beal turns the corner, looks inside, nobody there. Walker knifes through, dishes it to Yaget, who didn't have a shot. 7 on the shot clock. Young moves in, a little running hook, not there, but Brad Beal hooks it back, it'll count. Oh, I like this kid.
Again, he has such a great understanding and feel for the game. He plays that 3 position, so he's allowed to go to the offensive glass. Florida with great shot clock awareness. That's a pretty good look late in the clock. But Beal moving without the basketball, and that's the way offensive rebounders score. Get the easy garbage points.
Beal makes the free throw. He is now 7 of 10 on the season for Florida. And the Gators 3 out of 5 this evening, back to a 9-point lead for Billy Donovan's squad. Get on that. Now you get on Mays. Darling, mid-range jumper. Boy, that was a tough guarded shot with Beal right on him. Walker couldn't penetrate. Nice defense from Arsenault, cutting him off.
Florida's ball movement, Larry, one side of the floor, the other, excellent here in the early going. We talk about offensive chemistry.
Beal has it out the right side. There's Yaget, 10 to shoot. Walker passes up the 3. Nice little wraparound pass in the left hand. Finish for you during business hours, and find out how you can be part of the action at the O-Dome. Florida extends a little bit of pressure, handled rather easily. Darling caught up, and he's trapped under the basket and will dribble out.
Wright State having a hard time getting quality looks, and as I say that, Darling decides I'm going to take the ball to the rack. I love the ball fake, Larry. I just wish more players would understand how to use it, when to use it. Darling knows he's undersized against Patrick Young. Just a little head fake, ball fake, gets Young to leave the floor. Easy three-point opportunity for Cole Darling.
And that's one where you'd like to see Patrick Young just concede defeat and let him lay it in.
Yeah, the fouls in the first half are not worth any one possession for Patrick Young this year.
Walker tried to throw it off the glass, got the side of the backboard instead. Again, a very quick shot for the Gators. Wide open on the left wing. Battle misses. And Young grabs another Florida rebound. The Gators very strong on the glass in the early going. Boynton looking to drive, splits the defenders, and it's knocked out of bounds by Ballwegare. That's a good name for a basketball player, Ballwegare.
The beauty of Boynton and Walker together is Boynton's gotten more and more comfortable at the point, which allows Walker to play some two-guard. And I think he benefits from that. I think this is a hold on the out-under. Foul on Wright State.
Ballwegare.
Foul number 5.
Good look at Irving Walker, who in many ways, Larry, has been an overachiever during his career at Florida.
Back for Wright State, number 3, Reggie Arsenault.
A guy who is generously listed at 5'8", but what a competitive heart. Whips that one through. Easy finish for Beal, who's already in double figures just over 10 minutes into the ball game. Again, the pressure, no problem for the Raiders. Arsenault almost got his pocket picked. Instead, he was able to maintain it. Beal, nice job tipping the rebound to Walker. Florida looks to run again. Pointing through traffic, loses the handle. There's too many guys there. Mays pull-up pop.
By far the best game of the year for Julius Mays. He has been Wright State's offense.
He has 9 of their 16. The Florida lead back to single digits.
4-guard lineup again for the Gators. Murphy the big.
Beal passes up the 3. Walker does the same. Murphy won't. And he gets the bounce. How about that?
From the back iron. I'm not a big fan of guys stepping back to get their three-point shot off. And that really was a miss, but somehow found the bottom.
Gators up a dozen. 8 minutes to play, opening half. Darling can't drive.
A great help defense by Irving Walker.
Mays again, it's his day. Well, we know the X factor, don't we?
Billy Donlin told us today that he needed more from Julius Mays. Well, I think he's delivering.
The 3 made it again, a 9-point ball game. Walker just decides to launch one and misses. Mays with the rebound.
Florida's in a little bit of a lull offensively. This is exactly what Billy Donovan's talking about when we heard his soundbite at the beginning. Being aware of the possessions around you, which might dictate what's a good shot and what isn't.
Wright State looking to create a scoring opportunity. Tied up in the paint. And it'll be a jump ball. And the arrow favors the Florida Gators. And it is
for 6 from beyond the arc. Well, that 5 for 5 shooting tonight, that will raise that field goal percentage.
From 12.5 to 33.3 in the first 13 minutes. That might be some sort of record. Casey Prather. Beal will take a 3. He won't make it. And it's rebounded by Wright State as the Gators remain quite 3-pendant. They've launched 11 already tonight. Rebounded, or steal by Wilbekin. Beal looked for a teammate, found Prather. Prather gets it blocked. It goes out of bounds, and Florida will get to keep it.
Now that's too unselfish by Brad Beal. That's a ball you've got to finish. I think he surprised even Prather. I didn't think Julius Mays, Larry, would be out ball. That breather was about 8 breaths.
Right to Beal, and there's Brad Beal scoring again off a terrific pass from Wilbekin. Gators with their 10th assist. Mays can't drive. There's a pull-up by Darling short, and then a push-off on the rebound. Is that Battle, or is it Beal pushing Battle?
I think it's on Brad Beal. Trying to box out inside. Battle is a little bit taller at 6'7".
Wright State trailing the Florida Gators by 11. Billy Donlin is the head coach of the Raiders. His father, Bill Donlin, was a basketball coach. In fact, he was an assistant at Providence in the mid-'80s when he recruited a kid out of Brooklyn, Long Island, a guy named Billy Donovan. So there's a relationship that goes way back.
He told us today he was rebounding Billy Donovan's shots at Providence when he was in 3rd grade. And not very often do we get to talk about Billy the Kid, meaning Billy Donovan, for Florida being the older guy on the coaching block. But there's Billy Donlin, who used to rebound the basketball for Billy Donovan.
And both of their dads are named Bill, but neither is a junior. Packer makes the 3, and Wright State's within 8. Florida, too many empty possessions keeping them from extending in this ball game. And there's Rosario with his second long-range shot.
And again, it's off of one pass, so as long as it goes in, it's all good. But if it doesn't, that's when the head coach is going to get upset.
Quickly the other way, can't get a shot. And Beal steps in with a steal. Great play by Bradley Beal, and he's fouled by a frustrated Julius Mays.
Smart foul by Mays, though, because that was going to lead to a run out. Brad Beal, we talked about in the open what a good defender he is, even for a freshman. And his ability to shoot the gap, anticipate defensively, understand the game. Very impressive for such a young player.
1-on-1 for Beal, who has made his only free throw try so far this evening. McDonald's All-American from St. Louis. And he makes the first one. Hey, Gator fans, you can strengthen your chomp today and cheer on the Gators with an ice-cold glass of fresh Florida milk. Brought to you by Florida's Dairy Farmers, proud sponsor of the Florida Gators for over 25 years. And Beal has his career, has 14 in the first half as he makes those two.
Larry, I'm constantly getting this feeling that Florida's spending all this energy trying to speed up Wright State. Wright State's doing a lot of energy trying to make sure they maintain some sort of tempo flow. And right now, I think neither team is in a winning position.
Rosario with the defensive rebound for the Gators after Wright State got its first second chance opportunity, and then Beal instantly shoots a three before two of his teammates had gotten even close to the arc, and it misses. And then the beat goes on as far as the three-point shooting for the Gators is concerned. Very accurate, 6 out of 13, but 13 threes is a lot in 16 minutes.
I don't think Billy Donovan is going to be happy with his team's execution. He doesn't mind the open threes, but what he does mind is if we've had 2 empty trips, then that third trip doesn't need to be a one-pass shot. There needs to be more awareness, game management, getting the ball inside, making sure a big gets a touch, or get it inside off the bounce.
Denied by Yeget. Battle gets it back. 4.5 minutes till halftime. Florida up by 13. Arsenault shoots over Yeget. No good. Rebounded by Yeget. How about that? You defend a guy at 3 and you get the rebound. See what Florida does on this possession. Walker looking inside. Nothing there. There's Beal. He'll penetrate. And it's knocked away from Walker. Saved. And it'll be Wright State ball. A nice takeaway by the Raiders. Ballwiger hits the 3 as a result.
Just winning the loose ball battle. And now Florida's in a scramble mode. Rosario takes it.
Irving Walker, 3 points, 5 assists. The Gators have been credited with 12 assists in this first half. Significance of that? Well, they've only made 13 baskets, so all but 1 has been assisted on.
This is a big 3 minutes for Wright State. Can they hang around? Can they survive the close of the first half?
Inside it goes to Will Yeget. Yeget backs in, flips it out. Boynton, closely guarded 3, won't fall, but Yeget's got the rebound. Nice spin move. Doesn't fall. Nope. He's knocked to the floor. No call. He asks for one. Still hasn't gotten it. Arsenault stroll down memory lane, will lay it in.
My goodness. Reggie, the baby show Arsenault.
Florida with the ball. Wright State down 11 to the Gators.
Again, Wright State just making it so difficult to get the ball inside. That's a play designed out of the timeout by Billy Donovan. Little pop-down screen for Murphy.
That's 8 from long range for the Gators, who are averaging just under 12 coming into the game. And our team very capable of breaking the school record, which is about 9.8. If
they may not break it, they may shatter it.
Mays goes around 2 Gators. Young backed out of the way, but he couldn't get a shot off. 7 to shoot. A little acrobatic basket, and Julius Mays has 14.
always seems like when you get it going, then those horse shots that you weren't making earlier all seem to find the bottom of the net.
Well said.
That's an illegal screen on Murphy. He's way late getting set at the top. He kind of knew it. That illegal screen, though, sometimes, Larry, goes both ways. You've got to wait on the dribbler. See, Beal is moving way before Murphy can get there. That's an easy call. So it's not always the screener that doesn't get there on time. Sometimes the dribbler puts your teammate in a tough spot.
First foul on Murphy, 6 team fouls on the Gators. Make it 7.
That's another easy foul. 2 hands on the dribbler. That's an automatic.
And a 1-on-1 opportunity for Reggie Arsenault.
Back for the Gators, number 3, Mike Rosario.
Arsenault has scored 4. Rosario returns for the Florida Gators. Murphy sits down. So it's another 4-guard alignment, this time with Beal as the power forward. Rosario is the small forward with Boynton and Walker in the backcourt. Arsenault at the free throw line, now 7 of 9 on the year. Battle for the ball, and Walker comes away with it.
You know, one of the things that really interested me when I prepped for this game, Larry, both point guards, even though they're way undersized, are great rebounders. Walker and Arsenault both get more than their fair share off the glass.
Young powers to the basket and scores his first points, and the Gators are up 14. 1 minute till halftime. Battle going in, floater missed. No foul was called.
Wow, that's got to be a foul, doesn't it?
You would think.
Either that or he needs a good cut, man.
Beal can't drive. Rosario pumps, then drives, glides in, has a shot blocked, and a blocking foul called. Is someone inside the arc?
I think that's a great call, Larry. This is our first look at the new rule, the restricted area arc. And if you are trying to take the charge as a secondary defender, meaning you're not guarding the ball, you cannot do it inside that arc. Even if you've been in there for 2 weeks, the foul is on you, the defender, the secondary defender.
Rosario first of 2.
Take another look. Excuse me. Go ahead, Larry.
Coming up at halftime, we've got a feature on Florida junior guard Kenny Boynton. We'll take a look at what happened during the first half and update you on this Florida backcourt and how it's assimilating tonight in just its 4th game together with the 3 returning guys and the 2 newcomers that we talked about right at the top of the broadcast. 1 out of 2 for Rosario, which makes him 2 for 4 on the season. Gator lead is 15. And we'll see if Wright State holds for 1 shot and if Florida lets him. Arsenault seems to want to. Gators are extending the defense a little bit.
Yeah, I would double Arsenault. I get the ball out of his hands. See if you get doesn't show on him hard.
4 to shoot, dribbled off the foot.
Maybe.
You get through it up there quickly. He looked at the clock. That's really heady, even though it looked like a terrible shot. That was a great play by Yeget.
Well, and not only that, but great team defense to close out the half. First by Yeget, and then by Boynton on Mays. Did not allow him to get a look.
So the Florida Gators a solid first 20 minutes here in the St. Pete Times Forum. In the first half, the difference, of course, Beal had more help with Rosario, 7 each for Murphy, and Boynton for the Florida Gators. Battle crashes, and that's a charge nicely taken by Irving Walker.
And right from the get-go, we see that Patrick Young is not in the starting lineup to begin the second half, and here's the reason why. He took that poke to the eye area, and I said he needed a good cut man. Having a laugh with Rosario. When we took a look, Larry, at those leading scorers, that Rosario 9 cannot be understated. A guy that comes off the bench with the ability to give you double-figure scoring every night.
In fact, 6 Gators averaging double figures coming into this ball game. All 5 starters also in that category. Beal looking inside. It's Will Yeget starting out in the second half for the Florida Gators. Walker Pull-up floater from about 10 feet, no good. You get fighting for it, and it finally ends up in the hands of Johan Pando. So each team scoreless in its first opportunity of the second half. Baseline battle. First point.
Nice little mid-range jumper, nothing complicated. One of the things that will happen, though, because Mays now is going to attract so many defenders, other guys may get good looks for the Raiders.
Walker to Murphy. Eric Murphy passes up the three and is hand-checked by Cole Darling.
And this is the first time Florida has started any half this year without Patrick Young. And so it's adjustment on the fly for this Gator team. Murphy and Yaget are kind of both four guys. So the Gators playing without a postman. And that will make it that much more difficult to get good threes, Larry, because there's no block-to-block threat.
Inbound to Murphy, and Florida will set up the offense a minute and a half into the second half. Donovan calling weave. Get some player movement out of his guys. Top of the key three for Boynton. Nailed it.
Again, that's a play from Billy Donovan. Good call by you, Larry. That's screen the screener for Boynton. Pops open at the top of the key. And his hot shooting this year just continues to impress.
Boynton with a dozen three-pointers on the season, tied with Rosario for the team lead.
That's a great closeout on Mays with the hot hand.
Pando charges in, missed the shot, and the offensive foul called on Johan Pando.
Florida was not a great take-the-charge team a year ago. And because they're undersized, I think this will be one of the keys for them to be a good defender, to be able to take the charge, create a turnover in that way.
Boynton left wing. With that hard pass to Beal, who managed to catch it. You get cross-court Walker. There's Murphy down low. Good ball movement to Beal. Shot was blocked.
Yeah, it's great offense and better defense.
Battle got a piece of it. And Ballwegger has his second three-pointer.
Yeah, for a team that has entered this game not shooting the ball very well, they have liked the St. Pete Times Forum. Oh, my goodness.
So does Kenny Boynton. Boynton with 13, 4 three-pointers and a free throw. 16-point Florida advantage. Gators over 50% from long range. And in double figures for the fourth game in a row. They were only in double-figure three-pointers twice all season last year.
Remember this, Larry, there were several games the last couple of seasons where Florida fans had to keep their eye on that three-pointer streak. They made one in 654 games, which goes back to 92. I don't think they're going to have to worry about that this year.
And that's 8 for Ballwegger. The whistle before the shot. It will be a non-shooting foul.
And it's tough as a coach, Larry, because Billy Donovan talking to us about offensive chemistry, getting better at sharing the basketball, understanding how to manage a game. Now he's being asked to do it without his starting postman.
Walker through traffic, walked with it.
One dribble too many.
Actually, I think it was one step too many.
I thought he should have gotten rid of it, is what I should have meant. Said what I should have said. I couldn't say what I was meaning.
I know that feeling. That happens to me on an hourly, sometimes on a minutely basis. Arsenault at the top of the key. There's Packer. 14-point game. Wright State hanging around. Mays finds a man in the corner. Battle short with the baseline jumper. Gators run out 3-on-3. Walker pulls up with the quick three, rattles out. Murphy keeps it alive, but saves it to Ballwegger, and he's fouled by Yaget. Wright State, coaching legend Ralph Underhill, 18 years the head coach at Wright State, passed away earlier this year. And Coach Underhill was was from Ohio County, which is where my wife Quinta is from, Ohio County, and he coached them to the Sweet 16 of the Kentucky State Tournament. They were the Hoosiers, but the Kentucky came close to being Kentucky's version of the Hoosiers under Ralph.
Made it all the way to the championship game before losing to Louisville Mayo, and I just happened to be at that game as a 12-year-old in Kentucky. That was played at Freedom Hall in Louisville, and so Wright State honoring their former head coach.
356 wins for the school. 1 out of 2 at the line for Packer. He's got 4 points.
Free throw shooting for both teams in the very average category.
Scotty Wilbekin into the game for Florida.
Yeah, both teams doing a lot of switching on ball screens. Again, this is too far away from the basket, I think. Murphy needs to get his game better when his back is to the basket. Kind of a lull, don't you think, Larry, in terms of the flow? Wright State, if you're going to make a run, I think this is the time to make it.
Wright State 8-6 advantage so far in the second half, but that's not enough of a differential to make a dent in the Gator lead. Battle drives in, shot deflected from behind by Yaget, and now they're playing volleyball with it. And ends up being a Gator foul and a free throw opportunity.
Yeah, this all starts because Boynton is not going to switch defensively because he's on Mays. And when Florida did not do that, they got in scramble mode defensively. Take another look. There's this. Boynton doesn't switch. Yaget thinks he is. And so they get in a scramble mode defensively, and Wright State plays ping pong on the glass and gets back to the free throw line.
In for the Gators, number 34, Cody Larson.
Cody Larson makes his first appearance for the Florida Gators, a redshirt freshman big man.
Now here is about as small as Florida can go. Brad Beal is the 4-man, Larson the post player.
Packer gets the second one to crawl in. He's got 6, 3 at the free throw line here in the second half. And Wright State back within 11. Florida needs a good offensive possession. And Arsenault picks up his second foul.
Scotty Wilbekin running the point before that foul.
Florida just got smaller.
Yes, because Walker came in. Boynton went out. But Wilbekin, what did Billy Donovan tell us today? That Wilbekin has actually played better than he's practiced this year. That's rare.
Yeah, a lot of guys don't get out there if they're not practicing a whole lot better, but Scotty really likes to compete. Knocked away, no whistle again. Mays comes down the other end, pulls up from 18 feet, and has his first points of the second half.
Get your game on, young man. The junior transfer. His best game as a Raider.
7 unanswered for the Raiders.
I don't know. This team certainly hasn't practiced very much together. It's a strange lineup, and too many guys are trying to do.
Dribbled that one away. Florida's had several that type of turnover here in the second half. They had 6 in the first half, 5 already in the second half.
Yeah, and Donovan just gave the 2 sign, meaning that's 2 in a row. And Wright State returns the favor.
Florida Gators are hosting the 2011 NCAA Volleyball Regionals. That's the Sweet 16, December 9th and 10th in the O'Connell Center. Come see some outstanding volleyball action. All session passes are just $15 for reserved lower level seating. Go to Gatorzone.com for more details on the NCAA Regional. Larson fumbles it away. That's 6 turnovers in 6.5 minutes.
Well, that's where Larson does not need to put the ball on the deck. Wright State is really, I think they see what's going on. No Patrick Young means their defense is all above the arc. They are daring Florida to dribble drive.
Arsenault, nice hedge by Larson. Open 3, Darling Not there, and good rebound by Rosario. And that's what you have to do when you're playing power forward at 6'2". You better box out, and he did that well. Beal can't drive on his man. Looks for a screen from Larson.
Florida's trying to stay wide. In your screen, look at how wide the 4 perimeter players are. Trying to stretch the defense.
Boynton strokes at 3. No defense for that. Kenny Boynton with 5 from long range, 3 in the second half. Boynton has all 9 Florida points in the second half. Pull up. Ballwegger, he's got 10.
Yeah, he's played very well also. He's given Mays some support.
Transfer from junior college. Ballwegger came in averaging 8.7. Beal going to the basket, gets fouled, he'll shoot 2.
Larry, earlier I talked about Florida in this 4-guard lineup. Take a look, let's hold it right there. Take a look at how wide Florida is with all of their perimeter players on the offensive end. That creates stress on the defense. The throwback gives enough space for Boynton to knock down the tray. So that wide offense and understanding spacing on the half court, very important with this small lineup.
Beal makes the first of 2 as the Gators check in, you get, and out goes Larson. So no height increase there. They lost a couple.
Yeah, I meant to say, coming out of the last time out, I had a chance to walk over, and Patrick Young is having some vision issues, and until that clears up, until he can see the rim in the middle, he probably won't be going back in.
16 for Beal as he makes both free throws. And Mays lost it, might have rolled his ankle at the same time. Boynton away. He doesn't slam many.
That's what he said at halftime, didn't he? Had pretty good hops there.
Back to 14 very quickly. They had a chance to get it down to 5, missed a shot, and since then it's been all Florida with 7 unanswered of their own. Arsenault floater short, tips it short, and it's rebounded by Beal. The Gators look to run. Beal forcing the pace, goes by Ballwegger and draws another foul. He's got a gear. Passing away at the age of 89, and that's not the only remembrance that we want to pass along tonight, Mark.
Along the same lines, the sad event at Oklahoma State that took the lives of Kurt Budke and Miranda Cerna and the pilot and his wife. On behalf of all of us here at the Fox family, we want to pass along our condolences to their families and the Oklahoma State athletic community. What a sad, sad series of events for the Cowboys.
To lose their women's basketball coach and a top assistant at such young ages, it's really a shame, and our thoughts and prayers are with all.
I've always wanted to chart what is free throw shooting coming out of a timeout. I'm betting the numbers are way down.
Well, Beal was 5 out of 5 before that. I've always hated that change in the rules. I think it's very unfair to the shooter. They used to wait, and if he made the second free throw, then they'd take the media timeout. I think they should go back to that because it really takes the shooter out of the flow. It basically gives a reward to the team that fouled.
I agree. Florida trying to extend their pressure. Maybe Billy Donovan is smelling a little blood in the water. Feels like this is the segment he wants to put the game away in.
Florida staying with a small lineup with Beal as the 4 and Rosario the 3. Sledge has been in the 5 on the shot clock, now 4, winding down. Desperation 3, it's nothing but net and the bottom of the net.
Quality defense. Billy Donlin not happy with that possession offensively. Well, it took a long time to get Mays to miss a shot.
And an illegal screen called on Will Yeget. It's his second foul.
Yeah, Will Yeget is the postman in this lineup. Young out with the injury. Murphy on the sideline, and guess who is coming in the game?
Here comes big Patrick Young, the sophomore out of Jacksonville.
Now, wouldn't you want to drive to his right eye?
No. Not me.
No, I mean, make it tough for him to see you. Good hand here by the people in Tampa.
Patrick Young's in the game. I'm pulling up short and taking the jumper with my 8-inch vertical. Mays will double team high, then Boynton back down a bit. Ballwiger back in, airballs that one, rebounded by Boynton. So with 4 fouls, they go back to him. Top of the key three, not there. And Boynton slow on the uptake, and we have got Battle shaken up a little bit. Those are the ones where Kenny Boynton's got to become a better rebounder at his height with this team and this type of a lineup. He's got to go to that ball.
But I'm going to give him some credit because even with the hot hand, he gave the ball up. He could have shot the three, but he gave the ball up to Walker. Walker's three was wide open, but I understand what you're saying. But one of the things that I think Boynton, as you take a look at his numbers, that Boynton does need to get better in is his ability to rebound the basketball.
Came into the game averaging 2.3, 1.5 last year.
But he has also been assigned Julius Mays, and he is making it difficult for Mays to get touches.
Arsenault, leaner, nicely done. Reggie Arsenault.
One little guy posts up the other.
Midway through the second half. 13-point ball game. Young gets it. Spins a couple, finds Rosario, who lays it in.
That is such a mature move by Patrick Young. Did not panic.
Driving in, rejected from behind by Beal. 3-on-2 for Florida. Rosario will shoot a long one, and it's way short. Now 2 numbers the other way, and Ballwiger will cash it in.
Well, Patrick Young came too far away from the basket. Billy.
Protection. 9:17 as we resume play here in Tampa. Beal looks inside, can't get it to Patrick Young.
4-guard lineup, wide offense.
Knifing through, Beal gets fouled again, and he will go back to the free throw line.
The reason why that's a quality possession and the drive by Beal is it comes after ball reversal. It comes after several guys touch the ball. Ball goes from one side of the floor to the other. That stresses the defense, and Beal finds a lane.
He misses for the second time tonight. 6 out of 8 for Beal.
Billy Donovan a little confused about his team's free throw shooting.
Beal has 18 tonight. 4 in the second half are all at the free throw line, and that is the most he has scored in his short Gator career in a single game. Came in averaging 14.3, so that average will go up. And Wright State will try to get a little closer.
Wright State trying to free up Julius Mays. This is a foul on Rosario guarding the post. Good recognition by the Raiders, who are trying to take advantage of that 4-guard lineup. Rosario at 6'3" is being asked to guard Cole Darling at 6'8". Billy Donlin tried to utilize that mismatch inside.
Well, he won't have it much longer as Murphy returns for the Gators, and Rosario is now the small forward for the Florida team. Mays goes around a screen. Can't get around a second. Arsenault. Rebound goes long and is retrieved by Rosario for Florida. Bad pass, easily intercepted by Mays. Blocked by Murphy, but a foul called on the Gator Jr. It's his third. And to the line go the Raiders.
One of the difficult things as a little guard is to try and find players that are open further away from him. That led to the run out, the foul by Murphy. Wright State trying to counter punch. Their head coach felt like they did too much walking the ball up the floor in Columbus when they lost to Ohio State 73-42. He told us today he was not going to be afraid to push the ball a little bit in tempo.
Battle with 4 points, all in the second half. Sledge, 44, checks back in for Wright State. Darling will check out. The Gators get Will You Get back into the game, and Murphy with 4 fouls, not 3, will sit down. The Florida offensive end, the lead is a dozen. They've been comfortably in front most of the night, but have not been able to put the Raiders away. Brandon gets it down. That'll be a
really young team, but they did benefit because they got to take everybody to Italy on a foreign tour where they played games and toured Rome and Florence and one of my favorite places on the planet, Venice. And so they have played together a little bit. And Coach Billy Donlin talked to us about the emphasis there was defense. And I've been really impressed with the way they played defense tonight.
Young missed the front end of the 1-and-1. It was a lane violation on Wright State, and he missed it again. It counts as 1 miss on the trip, but a chance to score 2 at the line, and the Gators come up empty.
Tough to shoot those free throws with one eye.
Down low, Darling couldn't get a shot off. Arsenault to Battle. Battle will shoot. No good. Rebound by Rosario.
Yeah, if you're going to be a small team, your guards have got to rebound. Nice job by Rosario.
That's 6 for Mike Rosario. His most as a Gator. And 1 below his career high as a collegiate. Stand still 3 for Point, and he drills it. What a night he's having.
His three-point shooting, you're talking about a guy that's a career 31% shooter from bonus land, but this year, a different story, and Billy Donlin wants to take a time
for the Florida Gators. He and Walker both on the 1,000-point list for the Florida Gators. And they will move up that list. Of course, Boynton's got 2 more years. Well, this year plus 1. And it's Arsenault fouled by Yeget. Not often you get to foul a guy who's a foot shorter than you are.
Well, Wright State tried to utilize a little 2-man game between Mays and Packer. Florida's rotation on the perimeter was really good. Their rotation inside, not so good.
Arsenault missed a free throw in the first half. And he misses 1 there, so he is 0 for 2 on the day. Be sure to tune in for Gator Zone, presented by Wells Fargo on